Good day, Mr. Villanueva, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Society from Scratch. This is an idea from how do we make an ideal or just society. This is your online host, Kaori Oinuma, and I'm really sorry for not being able to make it today. But let me introduce my guests for today.
Hi, I'm Patricia Lood.
Hi, everyone. I am Michaela Daniel Macazo, or you can call me as Mika.
Hi, I'm Arjun.
Hi, I'm Gail.
Thank you so much, Miss Manansala, Miss Makazo, Miss Pamparo, and Miss Lood for joining me today. But before we start, can I just ask you a question? So, what do you guys personally want to achieve for the society? I'll go first. So, ang gusto ko ma-achieve for society, I want to make the society better. And gusto ko ng equal treatment para sa lahat. Kayo ba? Ano yung gusto nyo?
Sa akin siguro is yung magkaroon tayo ng society kung saan pantay-pantay lahat ng mamamayan na nandito, kahit anumang estado ng buhay nila and such. In other words, a fair society.
For me, everyone in society should be granted freedom of speech to promote open dialogue and understanding, which support harmony.
For me naman, kahit anong estado mo sa buhay, mahirap ka man or mayaman or iba yung religion mo, dapat same lang dapat pantay-pantay lang.
Sa akin naman, halos pare-pares lang naman tayo ng gusto eh. Yun nga, gusto ko ng pantay-pantay tayo na kung ano man yung natatanggap ng isa is dapat hindi siya pinagkakait sa ibang tao katulad ng mga basic rights natin and liberties, which is ito yung mga pangailangan natin bilang tao.
Good points. I think ready na tayo mag-start. So, could someone please share on how to achieve this kind of society? Anyone?
American philosopher John Rawls was well known in the 20th century, primarily for his contribution to political and moral philosophy. A Theory of Justice, his most famous work, which was released in 1971, offers a true foundation for comprehending justice as fairness. Political theory, law, and ethics have all been significantly impacted by Rawls' work, which has also reshaped conversations about how societies should set up their institutions to support equality and fairness. The notion of justice as fairness, first presented by John Rawls in his 1971 book A Theory of Justice, is among the most significant theories of justice in contemporary thought. In his framework for structuring a just and fair society, Rawls suggests guidelines to guarantee that social cooperations serve the interests of all members of society, particularly the most disadvantaged.
Oh, okay. So, the theory of justice by John Rawls, which is justice as fairness. So, paano ba natin ito may sasagawa? Bakit ba ito yung pipiliin natin for our society? Eh, meron naman tayong utilitarian view. We have the classical or the most modern one, the average utilitarianism, which is hindi niya man minamaximize lahat in society, pero it maximizes the utility in average. So, ano nga ba itong justice as fairness? Paano mo natin ito maisasagawa?
What is the original position or thought experiment? The original position thought experiment in John Rawls, justice as fairness, is a hypothetical scenario where individuals are placed behind a veil of ignorance, unaware their own personal characteristic and circumstances. This forces them to make decisions about the principles of justice for society without knowing their own social or economic position, ensuring that they are unbiased. In their decision making, through this thought experiment, Roe argues that individuals will prioritize equal rights and opportunities for all members of society. So, ayon, is a thought experiment where people decide on the principles of justice without knowing their own social status or personal characteristics, ensuring their decisions are unbiased. This leads them to choose fair and equal rights and opportunities for everyone, as they don't know if they'll be privileged or disadvantaged in society. Next po. What's the concept of the veil of ignorance? The concept of the veil ignorance proposed by John Rawls in his theory of justice and fairness plays a crucial role ensuring equitable decision making processes in society. This report will delve into a significance of veil of ignorance in promoting impartiality and fairness, as well as examine its application, criticism, and limitation. So, ayun. In real world scenarios, the veil of ignorance can be applied to create more just equitable outcomes by considering the interests of all individuals, regardless of their personal attributes. The veil of ignorance can help address issues of inequality and discrimination in society. For example, when formulating policies on healthcare access or educational funding, decision makers na can use veil of ignorance to ensure fair and just outcomes for all members of society. Next po.
For the
Okay, so meron tayong original position and the will of ignorance para ma-determine natin ano ang tamang principle society natin. So, ito pala yung magagamit natin para ma-determine natin kung bakit natin pinipili yung justice as fairness over utilitarianism. Bago din ito, I mean, this is a new concept of a form of social contract in compared to the historical one or kung ano man yung pinopose dati or nang alam dati, which is the social contract is kung saan yung society is sinasacrifice nila yung ibang rights nila for the leader or the ruler. And we have the sympathetic spectator and the ideal observer, which is hindi ito yung thought ng original position and the will of ignorance. Kaso, critics say that when we are in under the will of ignorance and while we are in the original position, sinasabi nila na pipiliin pa rin daw natin ng utilitarianism over justice as fairness kasi hindi nga natin alam what type of society tayo and ano ba yung saan ba tayo malalagay, ano ba yung estado natin sa buhay. So, parang mas gusto daw natin or mas pipiliin natin na kung ano yung makakabuti sa sarili natin. Kaso, sabi naman ni Rawls, and he justifies that pipiliin pa rin natin yung justice as fairness dahil we have the motivation or tinatawag na primary goods, which ito yung parang magde-determine kung bakit mas gusto natin ng justice as fairness. So, next, ano ba ito?
For the primary goods, like all theories of justice, justice as fairness requires an account of citizens' fundamental interests, what citizens need. Ano ba yung kailangan natin as citizens? Bali, binaze ni Rawls ang explanation ng primary goods sa idea na every citizen is equal, free, rational, and reasonable. So primary goods are essential for developing and exercising the two moral powers and are useful for pursuing a wide range of specific conceptions of the good life. Basically, yung sinasabi ni Rawls, individuals need some fundamental resources to realize their life plans. Yun yung tinatawag na primary goods. Ang primary goods, yun ay mga basic rights and liberties, freedom of movement, free choice among wide range of occupations, the powers of offices and positions of responsibilities, income and wealth, the social basis of self-respect, the recognition by social institutions that give citizens a sense of self-worth and the confidence to carry out their plans. According to Rawls, through self-respect, the individual reaches a self-confidence para ma-fulfill nila yung plans and aims ng isang tao. Kino-consider din ni Rawls na self-respect ang pinaka-importanting social resource dahil prerequisite siya for the concepts of fairness, obligations, and responsibilities. All citizens are assumed to have fundamental interest in getting more of these primary goods, and political institutions to evaluate how well citizens are doing according to what primary goods they have. Rawls claims that it is equalities and inequalities of these primary goods are the greatest political significance. Okay, so meron bang pwedeng sumagot on how these would be distributed according to justice as fairness?
So itong primary goods na ito, this can be distributed through the basic structure of society. Or ito yung binubuo ng ating legal system, politic, economic, and family. And kung babalik tayo doon sa binanggit ko kanina under original position and view of ignorance, the social contract, the sympathetic spectator, and the ideal observer, ito kasi basic structure or kung bakit naiiba itong justice as fairness ni Rawls sa other views or the other theories is that hindi lang iisang tao ang nag-iisip dito. Katulad sa basic structure, meron tayong iba't ibang structure in society na nagpo-fold siya into or nagpo-form siya into one system at ito ay mga ito ang nagtutulungan. For example, we have here, yun nga, in politics and economics, kahit magkaiba sila, is pag na-form siya is iniisip nila yung rights ng tao. At ito yung importance niya ng basic structure kasi sila yung nagsasabi or nagbibigay ng rights at sila din yung nagbabawal or nagper-permit kung ano yung pwede mong gawin in a fair way or in a just way. Kasi naisasagaw nila ito through the two principles of John Rawls. Kaya itong basic structure na ito and itong justice as fairness to Rawls is the iba sa utilitarianism. Okay? So, sa two principles, mas lalo natin maintindihan kung paano siya nagagamit ng basic structure of society.
So, these guiding ideas of justice as fairness are given institutional form by its two principles of justice. So, yung first principle muna, which states that every individual has the same indefeasible claim to a fully adequate scheme of equal basic liberties, which scheme is compatible with the same scheme of liberties for all. So, in more simpler terms, everyone has an undeniable right to equal basic freedoms. And these rights should coexist harmoniously for everyone. So, yung first principle, sinasabi nito na lahat ng citizens ay dapat na familiar sa kanilang basic rights and liberties. So, freedom of speech, yung right to vote, so on and so forth. Yung first principle is binibigay yung rights and liberties na to ng equal sa lahat ng citizens.
Second principle, social and economic inequalities are to satisfy two conditions. They are to be attached to offices and positions open to all under conditions of fair equality of opportunity. They are to be the greatest benefit of the least advantaged members of society. Economic and social disparities ought to be linked to jobs that are accessible to everyone under just equality of opportunity with the extension of assisting the least fortunate.
So the two principles of John Rawls are governed by the maximum, minimum, or the maximum rule. Where itong maximum rule na ito ay minamaximize is kung ano yung minimum in society. Or in short, in contrast sa utilitarianism, which is only maximizing kung ano yung, let's say, max person in society, dito, iniisip din yung minimum or kung ano yung onto society or for example, the least well off. Well, ito yung nagde-determine kung bakit mas pipiliin natin yung justice as fairness to roles over utilitarianism for our society. Kasi, ito, we will compare it to average and restricted utility, wherein the first principle of John Rawls, which is fair and equal access to basic rights and liberties, wherein in contrast to the average and restricted utility na merong mga tao na hindi nakakatanggap ng basic rights and liberties since mas mas pinaprioritize sila is yung more well-off. And doon naman din papasok yung second principle in contrast to this average and restricted utility, or more specifically, the difference principle ni John Rawls, na kung saan, di ba dito sa difference principle is, kahit na may mga tao more well-off or mas nakakaangat in terms of wealth and income, let's say, however, they are still permitted, or this is fine as long as they are using those wealth and income or yung power nila para sa mga least well-off, or in short, nakakatulong sila dito. So let's say for example, 'di ba? Meron tayong mga sa company, we have the bosses, the CEOs, pero meron din tayong mga least or mga under no, which is the workers, and yon, nakakatulong sila dito. So parang ganun itong difference principle, and of course the fair equality and opportunity, which is yung mga tao is may fair and equal opportunity sa mga offices like the business. So yon, ang sinasabi lang dito sa Maximin rule na ito is, in summary is, hindi lang yung mga hindi lang yung mga parang let's say na mga mayayaman or mga powerful yung nagbe-benefit, pati din yung mga least well-off or sabihin na natin mga nasa laylayan. Iniisip pa rin siya and binibigyan siya ng pansin, which is not the utilitarian view of average and restricted utility. So itong Maximin rule na ito, under the two principles of John Rawls, ay nagre-result in balance and harmony. Kasi, di ba, meron tayong mutual respect in each citizen, like kung ano ka man, like let's say you are well-off or least well-off. And dahil dito, nagtutulungan, di ba, meron tayong difference principle na tinutulungan natin yung mga least well-off. That means it could induce cooperation and it avoids withdrawal from the society kasi na-avoid din natin yung mutual suspicion na, let's say, for example, yung mga more well-off, magsususpicion yung iba na, or they will have suspicions na, ay, parang mas pipiliin niya yung sarili niya, siguro lalamangan ako nito. Parang ganun. So, that means, ito maximum rule na ito and the two principles of John Rawls ay nagpapatunay kung bakit mas pinili natin itong justice as fairness over the utilitarian view and other types of theories.
Oh, okay. So you will act as just institutions that make society just. All right.
So now we are going to tackle the just institutions and their four-stage sequence. So the four-stage sequence in Rawls' theory of justice is a method for deriving the principles of justice that is applicable to a society. So, yung first stage is the parties agree to a principle of just savings to regulate how much each generation must save for future generations. Since the parties do not know which era the citizens they represent live in, it is rational for them to choose a savings principle that is fair to all generations. So, gagamitan din natin to ulit ng veil of ignorance. So, ano nga ulit yung veil of ignorance? Ito yung sinasabi ni Rawls na 'pag nakaupo daw tayo sa likod nun, yun daw yung nagpe-prevent sa'tin para malaman kung sino tayo or kung ano yung personal circumstances natin. So, by being ignorant in this way, mako-consider natin yung kung paano nag-ooperate yung society in an objective way. So, Rawls argues that when making decisions about justice, the parties don't have to choose a savings principle that demands constant economic growth. Instead, they might prefer a stable economy with zero real growth once a certain level of social justice is achieved. So, after agreeing dun sa dalawang principles of justice, tsaka dun sa savings principle, the parties then follow a four-stage process to adapt these principles to their specific society. So, habang nagpa-progress sila, they gradually uncover more information about society, allowing them to make more specific decisions kung paano nila may implement yung justice in practice.
At the second stage of the original position, the parties are given more information about society, political culture, and economic development, and take on the task of crafting a constitution that realizes the two principles of justice. For me, to help people access knowledge easily and make informed decisions that enhance learning, problem solving, and creativity in society. Next po.
At the third stage, the parties learn still more about the details of society and agree to specific legislation that realize the two principles within the constitutional framework decided at the second stage. So according to John Rawls, the formulation of particular rules and regulations in line with the precept established in the initial position and inscribed in the Constitution constitutes the third step of implementing justice. This space converts such ideas into workable laws to guarantee equity and justice in society. Congress is unable to enact legislation that limits people's freedom of speech. For example, a progressive tax system in which individuals with greater incomes pay higher taxes with the money raised going toward funding public health care and education for the less fortunate.
Okay, so for the first stage, as stated earlier, di ba? In the first stage sequence, unti-unting nawawala yung veil of ignorance or nalilip ito. So here's the first stage, wala na talaga yung veil of ignorance or we have full information about the society. Where dahil meron na tayo full information about society, we will act as judge as and administrators where yung mga previous na agreed legislation na ay i-apply natin ito in some specific and particular areas. For example, we have here the freedom of speech nga, wherein di lang natin naisip na kung hanggang saan lang siya. For example, freedom of speech, in general siya, di ba? Then, we will think na we will also have the right to political speech or meron tayong right na magsalita about sa gobyerno natin. Like, for example, if may mali silang ginagawa, we have the right here. However, here in the fourth stage, mas specific na or mas particular areas na yung nagagawa natin kasi mas na-recognize natin yung para yung rights as a society natin. Wherein, hindi lang to freedom of speech, right to political speech, wherein for ang may bubo dito sa first stage na ito ay, for example, we could build protective measures such as hindi or gagawa tayo ng right or let's say we will make a law na hindi pwede gumawa ng Congress ng law na magbo-violate dito sa right of freedom of speech. Wherein, in contrast naman or the opposite is gagawa din tayo ng law na mag-specify ng limitations in the political freedom of speech. So here, after the four stage sequence or itong mga four stages na ito, at ang principles of justice ni John Rawls, which is the two principles of justice, ay fully implemented and articulated, which is may kita naman at the end of the fourth stage.
So that's the making of a society. But another question is, how about the differences in society? Like, how will the society be just?
Okay, as critics says nga naman na itong justice as fairness na ito, may mga hindi na-tackle kasi si John Rawls in his theory of justice, kaya, which is his book. That's why in his later work, mas na-emphasize niya itong criticism or itong pagkukulang na ito in the political liberalism na ni-recognize niya yung pluralism or yung pagkakaiba natin sa society. Kasi nga, di ba, na-lift na yung veil of ignorance natin. That means, mas alam na natin yung what kind of society are we or as persons, like, ano yung type of group na yan, yung pagkakaiba natin in religion, culture, tradition, and philosophy, and such. So that means, if we recognize pluralism, ito yung sinasabi ng political liberalism na we should recognize our differences. But, in order to make it successful pa rin, yung kanyang justice as fairness na theory is, we need to find our common ground and we need to have shared principles wherein, for example, kahit magkakaiba tayo, like, let's say, religious beliefs and such, meron tayong common ground and for example, let's say the freedom of speech. Yun yung common ground natin na dapat tayong lahat ay may kalayaan na magsalita na hindi dapat tayo isa-silence. Ito yung masabi natin common ground. And for the shared principles naman, ang mangyayari naman dito is, of course, nandun pa rin yung mutual respect and dapat hindi lang personal beliefs yung iisipin mo, kundi iisipin mo din yung beliefs ng ibang tao. So in short, kailangan natin maging mga tao here to make it successful. So ito yung sinasabi ng political liberalism para mas maging possible na achieve yung just society niya under his principles.
Okay, malapit na tayo matapos. But I have this final question. So, how this society would be constantly successful?
So, yung sa Rawls' theory of justice, yung stability, it refers to a society's ability to maintain just institutions over time. Yung congruence naman, it pertains to the alignment between individuals' moral beliefs and the principles of justice. So, important ang connection ng dalawang to because if yung institutions ng society is nire-reflect yung values ng citizens nito, then ma-establish nito yung sense of legitimacy and commitment sa mga institutions na yon. So, yung alignment na to ay nag-encourage ng cooperation and compliance, making justice sustainable. So, sa vision ni Rawls, para daw mag-endure yung justice, both stability and congruence must exist, ensuring that individuals not only accept the principles of justice, but also actively supports and upholds them in their society.
And that's it for Justice is Fairness. Maraming salamat po sa lahat na nakinig sa amin today. May we not forget the importance of fairness in the distributions of rights, opportunities, and resources among individuals within a society.